Hi guys, I wanted to give a quick review of Vimeo. It's a total nightmare actually, and I've been doing some research and I'm not alone. So I thought it was me. The user interface is appalling. It's really glitchy. The video editing software that they provide in the cloud, on their platform, it just crashes every 5 minutes. I'm using an iPad, but it also crashes on my laptop. So it doesn't matter what you're using. It's just really glitchy. It's very clunky. It's so difficult to organise. And the biggest problem for me, I wanted to run the Academy of Art's website, a kind of visual, extravaganza of art and music. And it's completely and utterly inappropriate for doing that. I haven't decided what is appropriate yet. Probably I'm going to go for something really simple, just like a blog, and I'm probably just going to go with YouTube. After all that, I did big up YouTube yesterday after having such a tiring day with Vimeo. So let's just get into why Vimeo is a problem. So the user interface doesn't allow you to move your videos around in a really lovely order. And I was using the video on demand facility. Now the channel itself, the template that they use is quite nice. I really liked it. But there's no way of arranging your videos nicely for purchase. So you just have this long list of videos that you do. You can put up bonus content and you can have your images there from your films. But also the thing that I find the most annoying is they don't let you show, the first 30 seconds. Now Wix, which I was using, allowed that facility and it was so useful. But of course I don't want Wix anymore. I've had it with Wix. Very expensive. I mean, these platforms are very expensive. Now, if you're a musician and you're doing music videos, your music videos are probably going to be pretty budget, or you might have got all your mates to do, a 3-minute live performance is the best way to do it, isn't it, if you're a musician? But, you might have got the band together and you got your friend to do all the videos and da-da-da. You want a really nice, seamless editing facility. Don't do it on Vimeo. It's absolutely appalling, really glitchy. It takes forever to upload. Longer, I think, than YouTube. I mean, I probably can't promise you that because it's probably to do with, the internet being busy or broadband and what have you, and times of day. I mean, I had trouble uploading to YouTube the other day with a 10-minute film. It took about 2 hours. I mean, I don't know what was going on there. Busy time of day. If you upload to these channels when everyone else is uploading, it's going to take longer. If you upload when you've got all the kids home and they're all playing their games online, it's going to take longer. Do you see what I mean? All these things. But, a 3-minute video, you would expect to be able to upload that, fiddle around a bit, bang, bang, bosh, as the saying goes. And there it is, done. Didn't happen on Vimeo yesterday. I recorded 4 different music videos, okay? Instructional videos. So they had to be spot on. They had to be perfect. There was a really bad latency when I did screen record. On 3 of them, 1 was fine. So I know it's not an innate problem that they have, but it's a hit and miss problem. And what's the problem with hit and miss? Well, if you're, a professional musician and you're trying to, you've got deadlines and you've got promises that aren't being, kept because of the tech, that's really, really bad for you. But psychologically, it's appalling as well. So what else? You have to upload to a library. There's a 20 gigabyte limit, which is massive. I mean, there's no way doing what I do that I was going to exceed that. It would be really hard to exceed that, I think. So that is really good. But it appears to be that they're catering more for businesses I mean, I don't know what type of business. I really don't. I didn't really understand who their client base is, but it's certainly not. It's not musicians. It's not the creative industries anymore. You know, filmmakers who with funding, who have, you know, a little launch somewhere and then get everything, you know, get the vibe going. It's just completely and utterly business orientated, I would suggest. Anyway, I did go on Quora and Reddit and have a look round at what other people were saying, and clearly I'm not alone because everybody was saying the same thing. I've got 6-7 months left of my tenure of my subscription. And I just think the work that I put in yesterday made me want to jump off a cliff. I mean, it was so stressful, and the anxiety of it all. And the problem really, the overall problem is everything took 5 times longer than it should have. Uploading a 3-minute video, in fact less, 1 minute. I think one was 30 seconds. Now, why don't you have that problem on TikTok? TikTok, really straightforward. I mean, TikTok occasionally crashes, but very rarely. The app for iPad on Vimeo just crashes constantly. It's unusable. Just don't even try. So what I ended up doing was uploading via the app on my iPad a film that I'd edited, you know, on my Final Cut Pro, which doesn't seem to have any problems on the iPad. For me, small films, remember, animations, and then having to go to my computer and further edit on that. But it still took 5 times as long just to get a headline in. And again, Wix didn't seem to have that issue, but it was expensive. Was it as expensive as Vimeo? About the same, I think. About the same. But what it did do, which I really liked, was allowed that initial 20-second or 30-second intro, so that then it cuts off and says you must subscribe. That's a really useful thing. So, you know, I've closed down my Wix. I'm not going to go back, you know, because. But absolutely appalling. Vimeo, they take your money. I tell you what, the customer services was quite good because they move things around as well, and I completely lost all my channels. And they got back to me quite quickly, and they explained everything really thoroughly. So I'll give them that. That worked. I do quite like the display when you have your trailer, and I do quite like the overall video on demand templates. They're pretty straightforward. But actually, it only really works if you've got about 10 films. And I'd uploaded hundreds, and it wasn't working. These little video on demand templates were very small, very, little bespoke sort of things. I did like them. I did, as an artist and creator, I thought they looked cute. But you can't run a business because something looks cute, can you? And you may as well, if that's the case, just use your YouTube. Because you don't have to pay for it. I mean, what do you do? I also looked at Bright Cove, which looked far too advanced and highfalutin for me. So I'm a bit on the fence at the moment. I mean, I'd really like to monetize my musicals. That's all I want to do, is monetize my musicals. Well, they're already monetized on YouTube. So do I stick with that? Maybe. I don't know. I'm on the fence about this today. So, musicians, if you want a station of your own, I don't know, if you're making films, and I think we all are as musicians, aren't we? We're all making our trailers for our new singles, or we're all doing the videos when we have a new single or whatever it is. I mean, I don't really do singles, but you know what I mean. But what about teaching? That's what I wanted. I wanted a teaching facility so that people could subscribe to my channel and I could give lessons. But with such a terrible interface where, it's just a mass of videos for someone to go, and there's no organisation. There's no, organised sort of system where you can go into a group of lessons and then easily navigate from one to another. There's no sort of hierarchy. Appalling, absolutely appalling. And I don't like this kind of having to do a different VOD channel for every single different little thing you do. But that would appear with Vimeo to be the only way. So you'd have one Vimeo channel with one set of videos, say Suzuki Book 1. You'd do all of your lessons on there. And then you'd have another one, Suzuki Book 2. Am I going to do that? It's a possibility, because I guess people will come, sign up for however many months they're going to spend on it, and then it's $5.99 a month or whatever, and then go on to the next one. That's probably what I'm going to try for the next 7 months. But as I say, just such a headache, massive headache uploading. So not sure, guys, not sure what I'm going to do. Another couple of £100 wasted. And these companies get their money, that you've handed over your hard-earned acres because they've done a bit of a hard sell and it's filled with promise. Then they change everything, because Vimeo, it changes everything all the time. It's always changing the interface, and it believe it or not, it just makes it worse. Every time they do a change, it makes it worse. So, I'm ready to give up. Anyway, join me in a bit on Politica. That's my new news podcast. And we've got some other great things happening today, which I will inform you all of a bit later.